You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and this video was uploaded to Corbin's channel like 5 years ago. And I'm recycling it because I'm fucking lazy. But here you go. Here's some Devilman content I did for Corbin's channel, and now it's on mine, but I'll leave the link to Corbin's channel in the description, too.
Hello everybody, this is Rabid Waffles, and this is going to be a two-parter video. First with Fugitive Red-Eye talking about his thoughts on the Devilman Crybaby ending, and then in part 2 I'll be talking about my Devilman Crybaby thoughts. So here we go.
So the ending does follow the manga continuity, but there are some issues with it, particularly with pacing. Things like Ryu's realization of being Satan is not really revealed as good as it is in the original. In the manga, there's a lot of build-up to it, with Ryu himself not knowing who he is and figuring it out, and going back to his father's house and finding out that Ryu Asuka was a different person than him, and he just took someone else's identity. None of that's in Crybaby. On top of that, the ending to Devilman is really sad, especially to those who aren't familiar with it, because Akira loses to Satan and is killed, and then God destroys the rest of the world, killing everyone else, not to mention the entire human race has been wiped out. But in the manga, although that is the end of Devilman, that's not the end of the story. There is also many sequels, such as Devilman Lady, Devilman Saga, which follows up from Devilman Lady, and Devilman Lady has Akira come back as a ghost and then later team up with Devilman Lady and then be reborn as a human in Devilman Lady as well. And other than the Devilman Lady and Devilman Saga continuity, which is considered to be the canon continuity, there are other sequels, such as Violence Jack. And Violence Jack is my favorite Devilman sequel, honestly, because it has Akira and Devilman be reincarnated as Violence Jack. And Violence Jack later becomes Devilman again towards the end to defeat Satan. And then there's also, of course, other versions of Devilman, such as the 1972 anime, which has a completely different ending, which is a happy ending right from the start. And then, of course, there's the ending to the OVAs, which follows the Ammon Devilman continuity. So there are many different versions of the ending as well. Devilman's also appeared in a lot of different crossovers, which are considered non-canon as well, but he's appeared in New Cutie Honey, Devilman vs. Hades, which is also a sequel to Devilman, but is a crossover as well. He was also in Mazinger Z vs. Devilman, and there is a little bit more exploration in CB Chara Go Nagai World. So there's a lot of Devilman content out there that isn't just sequels and stuff. There's spin-offs like Shin Devilman, Neo Devilman, and many, many more. Not to mention there's novels in addition to the manga. But really, if you want more Devilman, I'd recommend going down that route. That's probably the best route to go down, is going through the different expanded universe. And because Rabid Waffles' editing software sucks, and the way he works with things, I've been going on for too long for part 1, so I guess I'm going to be in part 2, too. And in part 3, you'll hear Rabid Waffles finally, so this has been it, I guess, for part 1. I'm Fugitive Red-Eye. Be sure to go check out my channel for more of my interesting content, and subscribe to Rabid Waffles for more of his stuff.
Goodbye.
So because Rabid Waffles' editing software sucks, and he's incompetent, stupid, gay, and kind of ugly, I think that we have to do a part 2 to something that could have very easily been a one-parter. But no, he can't edit worth a crap, so here we go. So as with part 1, today I'll be talking about the Devilman Crybaby ending, but this time I'll actually be talking about it instead of going off on tangents about the sequels and stuff. Devilman Crybaby ending, like I said before, does revolve around the manga ending, but the pacing is off. I think it's done really well for some instances and really bad for others. So one instance where I think it actually did good was I think that Crybaby actually has the saddest version of Miki's death. And although it's pretty much the same as it is in the manga, the music and the tone and the way it happened just actually made me tear up a little bit, which the manga didn't. So I think that's one instance where Crybaby actually did better than the manga, and I'm sad to admit it, but it was fantastic. And the instance where I think it messed up the most was Ryo's revelation of being Satan. I think that was probably done the worst out of anything in Crybaby. I did explain that a little bit in part 1, but again, it's not something I felt that the anime Crybaby did very well, because there's no build-up to it, and it just kind of, oh, I bet you didn't see this coming, here it is, I'm Satan, here you go. You know, that's pretty much it, and I don't like the way they did that. But yeah, I really didn't like the way that turned out in Crybaby. There was a few other moments that I thought felt a bit off. I mean, like I said, the whole pacing of the series itself does feel kind of rushed. And there are a lot of other problems with it, particularly the animation. But the ending itself is very bittersweet. It's very sad, but it's also kind of sweet in a way, but it is very sad if you don't know about the sequels. So, the ending itself is kind of hit or miss. If you're new to the series, it's probably going to be way too sad for you. Or you might like it because it's bittersweet. But anyway, I personally like it because I know about the sequels, and it's a pretty decent ending anyway. So the thing about Devilman, if you don't know, the manga itself is actually incredibly anti-war. It's all about being against war and showing how horrible it is. And it does kind of hint at racism too with the demons and stuff, but to be fair, all of the demons pretty much are evil except for Devilman himself. So I don't really think that point holds true, but a lot of people do feel that Crybaby focused a lot more on the whole racism aspect than it did on the war aspect. I didn't really get that vibe, but I can see why people did. Personally, I think that the show is definitely very anti-war, as is the manga, but the manga does it a little bit better. But yeah, that's really all there is to the ending. It's pretty sad, and it is bittersweet, as I said before, but there are plenty of sequels that supplement it. It's definitely going to throw a lot of newcomers to the franchise off, because it is very depressing, especially compared to some of the other versions of the ending. But that's really all I had to say about it. This video was really Rabbit Waffle's idea, and frankly, the only reason I agreed to it is because he gave me the last penny in his piggy bank. I think he's kind of worthless and gay and stupid, so, I mean, he likes My Little Pony, and he likes Steven Universe and Clarence, and a lot of crap that is just terrible and only very stupid gay people like. But that's, the main reason I agreed to do this, because he gave me his last penny, and I felt a little bit of pity for him, because it's all he had, and he was broker than me, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to show him some pity and throw him a bone, because I feel bad for him. So if you want to see more of this crap, you can go ahead and watch it by subscribing to his channel, and watch more of it, because there will be a part 3 to this that he does on his own, which will probably not be anywhere near as interesting because he's stupid, but that's really all there is to it. It's terrible.
I was gonna say subscribe to Fugitive Red Eye, but please don't do that. I beg of you.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red Eye.